that's fine. And
I heard Indiana Jones.
That's what Brian heard in his head.
It's
He
like
said,
a warehouse?
yeah.
Like, yeah, I know that one. I got one in mind.
So if nothing else, the thing that Brian and I do really well, Brian in particular, is we're pretty creative. So taking something that is inherently boring like a warehouse and turning it into something that's magical and a place that you want to be. I mean, when we first started talking about making a company, that was one of the things that kept coming up. It's like, let's make it magic. Let's make something awesome out of something that's usually dry.
Let's take like some of our skills that we gained from like making games and other industries, things like that, and apply them to things like education and things to kind of like do something a little different with it.
Right. So
the table you see in front of you.
So this one, so we had also, this also had, because it was for Light City, this is Baltimore, so this is the Constellation talking about Frederick Douglass and shipping in Baltimore. So because it was a one Baltimore-centric event, we had an area where you could learn about some Baltimore culture history stuff too. So yeah.
Is this like a recording?
Yeah, so this is me in the experience screen capturing coming off of a computer. So this is actually me like moving around in there.
And we'll have a riff set up after this.
We have
anyone
it,
who
so
wants to
yeah,
try it
everyone
out.
can hop in here and do this. Yeah, we brought it with us.
Yeah, so the idea is kind of like you grab these objects and put it on this kind of pedestal, teach that mechanic. It's very simple because most of the people at the event we're showing to have never tried VR before, so we want to just make it just a simple event where people can kind of get in there and learn about some things, kind of.
Right. So again, giving people hands and agency to grab objects and move objects, it gives you a sense of presence in that space. It's really, really powerful. So for us, it was great to just see people running through it, see how they'd react to it.
Yeah, so it's interesting. So it's just this kind of, and the good thing about this kind of platform, we wanted to make something that's kind of broad, like so it's like a warehouse or a thing like that. So really, you can make any subject or anything out of it and kind of expand the platform or make, say people have, hey, I have this cool idea using that kind of thing. And you're like, yeah, like it's almost can create like an education platform or tool.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we were able to create some kind of backend where people could use photogrammetry of things that have been destroyed or even things that are culturally important to them, like a neighborhood that's getting gentrified, and upload that to some kind of server that would just populate this warehouse with like a bunch of those models. And so then you would have a table with everybody's own experience. You just log into this VR space that everyone's contributing to. I mean, it'd be a really powerful platform for sure. And this, even of itself, it turned out really great. It was a crunch getting it done. We had like no development time. Basically made it in like 4 hours. So it didn't. There was a lot of things that we wanted to explore that we didn't get a chance to, like just the idea of being able to. Such graphic imagery on it. Why is that?
YouTube.
Oh.
Delete your browser history.
Oh my. Yeah, so originally, like, we wanted to, you set that object on the pedestal and the entire environment would change around you. Like, that warehouse would morph into something else, and it would take you literally back to the place where that object was and have, like, a scene playing out or something.
Yeah, like a boat ride down, like, the Tigris or something when you're learning about, like, ancient Assyrian empires or things like that, and actually seeing the things around you. Like, so.
Let's do the...
And when you say you did this in 4 hours, what
I was being sarcastic. It took us, this took us about, so we started the conversation in September, and the development process for that just became like a bureaucratic nightmare for about 4 months of just, are we going to do this? Is this going to happen?
Yeah, because we're working with a lot of different institutions on it, so there's just a lot of people who wanted a lot of different stuff.
It was pretty sensitive subject matter also, so there was a lot of people involved that were like, well, maybe we should do this, maybe we should do this, and nobody really had a clear vision. So finally Brian and I just stepped in and said, hey, somebody has to hit go on this, so like, let's just do this. Here's the design doc, here's the scope, here's what we can do with the amount of time. And the second that we actually gave the client like a physical document and said, here, this is what we're going to build, that's when the client said, great, let's do it, do that.
So when you handed them a thing, was it a sort of semi-working thing, or was it just sketches you gave them?
It was just a design document.
Just a design.
Yeah, and then we kind of went to phases.
And then it was to building